through your freedom.
They want to eliminate what they call the deep state. The deep state is a cadre of professionals dedicated to honoring the Constitution, the laws of this country, and carrying out the policies of the Congress and the President. The deep state dedicated to carrying out the policies of the President. The deep state dedicated to carrying out the policies of the President.
All right, everybody, it's hump day. It's a wacky, whacked out Wednesday. And yes, this is a cup of my favorite coffee. It didn't make it into my deplorable cup because, well, it's been a heck of a day. But that right there, my friends, cafefe.com. That is the Prepared Mind coffee of choice. Cheers to all. I hope you've had a great week. Tomorrow is Thanksgiving Day. And we have a lot to give thanks for. I do, at least. I hope you do as well. What am I talking about? What do we have to give thanks for? Kamala Harris is not the president of the United States. Joe Biden is not the president of the United States. Well, he is currently for a couple more months. Hillary Clinton is not going to be the president of the United States. Barack Obama is, his sorry candy ass is gone in a couple of months. All of his direct influence over the White House. The White House. I'm sure they would love to keep it as the Rainbow House. That ain't happening. Now, being thankful. They're trying to start World War III. I am very thankful that Vladimir Putin, president of Russia, is not responding with nuclear weapons. He's not taking the bait. They got a hook out there. They got this hook. They're trying to hook him with it. They hit him with some missiles over the border. He lobs in. I've got some more information on these weapons he's using. They're hypersonic. It's a MIRV, so it's got 6 reentry vehicles, and each of the 6 reentry vehicles apparently has 6 sub-reentry vehicles, so they can hit 36 targets with one hypersonic missile, which is unstoppable. Good thing those 6 doesn't have another 6, because then we'd have a 666, and it'd be the weapon of the beast. Oh, good golly. Welcome back to the Prepared Mind channel, folks. I needed a cup of coffee. It has been a long day. Been up since zero dark. Dealt with the fog. Almost felt like a John Carpenter movie out there waiting for monsters to get me. And everybody on the planet, well, planet Florida, is rushing around like they've their heads are on fire and their asses was catching, trying to get to where they're going and get Thanksgiving stuff together. Crazy days, crazy business. So, hey, here we are. I want to kick the show off with some news. Some news. And the news that has come out is that there is a personality change after people get the Jim Jones juice. You're fucking kidding me. The Jim Jones juice. Okay, man, I'm going to have some camera trouble here today. I think we've got a little bit of, we have the Syrian Electronic Army is trying to bring me down, and the deep state. I'm telling you, man, I got all these super secrets that nobody knows about, and they're trying to stop me. Not quite. No, folks, it's just regular bullshit. Internet snafu. But who knows? Uman will let me know if there's a literal, and he's done it in the past. He's like, no, John, it's true. There's a takedown on the internet in your area. He's in his mobile command center. Sometimes he's in his bunker, hardened in, and Uman keeps an eye on the world. So, back to the Jim Jones juice. We've seen nothing but, we've seen everything, including the sudden and unexpected heart attacks coming out of the Jim Jones juice. But this is interesting. We have some more, I'm going to call it pseudoscientific anecdotal information, but you can or can't confirm it for yourself. Remember, everything I say, conspiracy theory. What does John know? What do you guys know? You're stupid. You're not the media, right? We're not the media. What do we know? Right? Well, what I know is MSNBC, CNBC, CBS, ABC, Fox, CNN, all of them going down. Nobody wants to watch them. Nobody. In fact, they'd rather watch the fucking Hallmark Channel. So when I have a news story, even though the mainstream media wants to say it's misinformation, disinformation, and every damn other thing, you and I get to think for ourselves. Man thinks for himself down there. You bet. But this, folks, this has been coming up more and more. This personality change that occurs from the mRNA, what they're saying is the mRNA, the proteins, the chemicals cross the blood-brain barrier, and it begins to deteriorate and even destroy the brain, right? The very first loss people have noticed is the feelings of love for others, whether it's their family, their pets, friends, co-workers, or just humans in general. I'm good. Thumbs up, man. Fuck. Oh, yeah. I think they are after me. I think they know what I'm going to talk about. I've sent my emails around. People know, they're not people, the deep state. They know what I'm doing. They know what I'm going to talk about. Right? What we've seen since these chemicals impede the brain, I think it's actually clotting the brain as well. All those tiny little spike proteins are clotting the capillaries where blood normally hands over oxygen and food to the brain, and now it's handing over chemicals. There's a huge uptick in, well, hatred, loss of feelings of love, road rage, fights, aggressive behavior, and it seems to be getting worse and worse and worse and worse. The only thing, though, in my opinion, the only thing that I think is could argue against that is during Trump's first administration, we didn't have the Jim Jones juice, and there was Trump derangement syndrome. It was pretty bad back then. Wouldn't you agree? I mean, I agree. It was pretty damn bad. By the way, get your questions down below to Mr. Uman. I know you've got to talk about a lot of stuff. I've been off the grid most of the day, battling fog monsters and such, but we'll talk about everything. We will. So this loss of love, this aggressiveness, well, guess what? These whacked out, fully boosted left-wing Trump derangement syndrome assholes, they are now focusing their sights on Trump's cabinet picks. They're folks, and they're coming right out with death threats, bomb threats. They are swatting people, meaning they're calling the cops and going, I'm going to use Steve Bannon as an example, even though he's not part of the administration. Steve Bannon is at home and he's got a gun. And I keep hearing people yelling and screaming. I may have heard a gunshot. It's hard to tell. I bet he has silencers on his guns. Yeah, that's it. Anyways, they're doing that. It has started. It's coming out. You know why? Because they know they've lost. They know that Trump is going to swing. Well, he's going to swing his power around the way Ron Jeremy would swing his salami around. Everybody's going to get hit with it. I was waiting for Uman to catch the old the reference there. Didn't happen. No reaction. Yeah, he's going, I know what you're talking about. These left wing, and I do apologize. When the camera kicks out, it's going to kick out. Nothing I can do about it. Kamala Harris is in big trouble legally now. The FEC, Federal Election Committee, whatever the fuck they are, the FEC, they're looking into her campaign. Is it because they did such a great job? No. Let me let you know what's going on. She's actually in a little bit of trouble. And this is the Biden Federal Election Commission Committee. This isn't Trump's people. It's Biden's bureaucracy. Biden's deep state is looking at her and going, you know what? They lied about all of the polls. They need to look into all of the polling companies that said Kamala Harris was close. It was neck and neck. She's in the lead. They were all lies. And then you release those lies into the public, and guess what that becomes? You got it. Election interference. And the people that donated $10, $100, $1,000, millions of dollars coming from these special PACs, political action committees, they're in big trouble. This because they lied, that people thought she had a fighting chance, and they're coming out and saying, no, she never had a fighting chance in this. The only reason it was even remotely close is because they cheated their fucking asses off. Now, they can't talk about that. The FEC cannot talk about the cheating, but what they can say is the polls were a lie. They used them for campaign funding and finance, shall we say, propaganda to get people to donate money. We need more money. We need more money. Truly. And Kamala, folks, speaking of that disgraced human being, she looks like she's been unburdened by all of the filters on the cameras. She looks like a very, very, very tired and even ill woman. She looks very tired, very used, very worn out. She came out and did a little speech. And thankfully, the artificial intelligence programs out there are running top. They put a bottle of Maker's Mark in her hand. So as she's doing her, I hate her hand gestures. They put a bottle of whiskey in her hand. So she's swinging it around, sounding like a complete moron. It's great. She is broken. She looked drunk. She sounded drunk. So they may as well put a bottle in her hand. Now, of course, you and I, we know that's a joke. That is satire. It's humor. It's comedy. It's a joke. But what they did to the donors, woo! They milked and bilked and lied to the donors, and they are pissed. They are pissed. Now, here's another one, folks. I have had zero time for show prep today, and I still know what the hell's going on. There's now, folks, another arrest. This time, it's not an elected official. It's someone who probably could have run as the presidential candidate or VP candidate, arrested for threatening to kill Trump and threatening to kill his entire family. And this son of a bitch attended the Arizona rally after Trump was shot through the ear in Butler County, Pennsylvania. So this guy managed to travel from Pennsylvania all the way to Arizona. Oh, by the way, he's a convicted felon. He's now been arrested for threatening Trump and the whole Trump family. Do you see what I'm talking about when I talk about wacky fucking Wednesday and these whacked out people and their Jim Jones juice? Because now remember, when Trump was president and you had Dr. Fauci, Dr. Birx, the entire pharmaceutical industry lying to President Trump so he would push their vaccine, Operation Warp Speed. They already had the Jim Jones juice. For years, they've had the formula. They've been testing it and using it and perfecting it and testing it, not for any purpose to make sure it was both safe and effective. They wanted to make sure that when people died from it, it was sudden and unexpected. They had it all ready. Trump was duped on this, folks. And I wish he could come out and say it. I was lied to. I'm sorry I lied to you people or carried their lies to you people. I wish he would do it. Maybe he will. And folks, ivermectin. There are people now ready and willing to sue doctors, sue the pharmaceutical companies, because the claim is that they knew, they've known all along that it works not only as an anti-parasitic and antiviral, but it's also an anti-cancer. It's supposedly, allegedly, all those things. Plus, it's supposed to help with a number of other diseases, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, pancreatic, diabetes. I'm not a doctor. Check with your pharmacist. This video is probably going to get taken down, by the way, if they don't kill it in the middle. I've hit too many damn keywords. I just have. I've hit too many keywords. I said the I word. I talked about stuff. Oh my goodness. This is an interesting story. In Canada, a town is being fined by the government of Canada. I'm pretty damn sure it's Canada. And it's rather Orwellian. The court has decided this town needs to be mandated to take a human rights case. I'm sorry, a human rights course, because they would not and did not celebrate Pride Month properly. And so this town also has to pay an LGBTQ activist group $10,000, including, folks, $5,000 from the mayor's personal bank account, because they didn't celebrate the LGBTQ fruitcakedness. Can you believe that? Literally, the town, it's I believe, a suburb of Ontario. Unbelievable. Unbelievable that that's what they're doing. Emo is the name of the town, or MO, EMO, Ontario, Canada. So the fruitcakes, if you don't celebrate them and kiss their ass, you want to talk about mental problems. They're extremely aggressive. I remember when fruitcakes and people who were lighting the loafers, they were very friendly and nice. They just wanted to be friends with everyone and hey, just have a good time, right? Because they're gay. That means happy. That's where the whole term gay came from, to refer to homosexuals, because they just seemed a little bit happy. Good golly. It is, it's incredible, folks. And Trump, get this, Biden has expanded the IRS. Remember those 87,000 IRS agents? You know what I think they ought to do? I think they ought to send them back to training, not LGBTQI training. No. They need to send them to America First Border Patrol School and have them all line the entire southern border with all 87,000 of them. But Elon Musk, from his DOGE position, the Department of Government Efficiency, plans to put the IRS under an audit. And it's come out over the last week that the IRS agents and IRS subcontractors owe tens and tens and tens of millions of dollars in their own back taxes, and they're not paying it. They think that because they work for the IRS, they don't have to. Well, that's what they think. So Elon Musk wants to audit them, and I think they ought to audit the entire IRS altogether. If they can audit regular people, why not? Why not audit them to make sure they're taking care of their business properly? Now, get this, folks. There's 2 big parade times during every year. I take that back. I apologize. 3. There's the 4th of July parade that towns used to celebrate. Then there's the Thanksgiving Day parade. And then there's the New Year's Day parade. I think I nailed it. Did I nail it, Uman? The 3 big parades? He's giving me the head nod. Okay, good. Well, Macy's says their Thanksgiving Day parade may be hit by a terrorist attack. That's right. That's right. The FBI has let the information out. Hey, you guys are under risk. The Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade. What town is that? Is that Chicago or New York? Nobody knows. New York. That's right. Folks, questions down below, comments, thoughts. I want your opinions on this shit. I really do. Now Now, this is interesting. Tell me, is this person a right or left winger? Kamala Harris decided to stay at the Fairmont Hotel. And so an employee brought a loaded gun to work. The employee was arrested for bringing a loaded gun to work while Kamala Harris stayed at the Fairmont Hotel. My question is left or right? Left or right? There is no reason a right-wing employee would have brought a gun to a hotel knowing Kamala Harris was there. I can't see that happening. I can't. So here we go. Let's continue. There's so much to cover. A lot of these things, right? The CDC, folks, the Centers for Disease Control. Quick, go get a booster. Get your Jim Jones juice. Unbelievable. The CDC has now said, we have our first ever case of bird flu in a human child. We're supposed to believe the CDC? Remember when they said monkeypox? It's out there. Monkeypox, it's bad. Like, what's it going to do? Turn us into monkeys? And then we found out monkeypox is, well, it's spread around in the homosexual community and exclusively in the homosexual community and of course, those that they rape. Yeah, didn't really have anything to do at all. But they wanted everyone to go out and get a monkeypox shot. Well, now we have the first ever bird flu. They couldn't scare us with monkeys, and now it's chickens. Folks, they want swine flu, bird flu, cow flu. They want to take our food flu. Look out. Look out. Now, let's continue. I don't want to run late, so I'm trying to go fast. There's so much that happened today. Ken Paxton, Attorney General for the state of Texas. I would have thought he would have been the best pick for Trump and the Attorney General for the United States, but this Pam Bondi, she's an ass kicker. But Ken Paxton is busy, and he's been joined by 11 other attorney generals, state attorney generals, and they are suing, guess who? BlackRock, Vanguard. Those are the two biggest investment firms on the planet, and also State Street and others in an antitrust lawsuit over, get this, coal market manipulation. Coal, really? Coal? That's right, coal. Well, they got a lot of other things to go after with these people. Naked shorting the hell out of all commodities, food, raw materials, mined materials, finished products. I can't wait. It's coming. It is coming. And folks, Ken Paxton is taking on the deep state. That's who this is, folks. Who runs the deep state? Well, they're not elected. Remember, you substitute the word bureaucrat for Democrats. Trump is trying to kill democracy. No, Trump is trying to kill bureaucracy. That's the deep state. The deep state gets its marching orders from who? Oh, yeah, Wall Street, the big banks, the central banks, the money, where we're all getting fucked over. Why is it that the people I talk to are making 2-3% on their investments? The really good guys, the smart guys, they'll make more. But the average person, they put money into their 401k and it goes up a little, and then the banks short the shit out of everything and it goes down lower than what they put in. They're losing money. The banks short everything, it creeps back up again, and they get shorted again, and they just keep losing. They're not getting anywhere with their investments. Meanwhile, these investment firms are making huge money. The market looks really good, right? The numbers are all up, but the average person isn't doing any better at all. I mean, if you're breaking even, you're doing good. If you're ahead, well, you're a smart son of a gun. But for the average American who is a passive investor, they're getting screwed. Now, this is incredible. Finally, we have a judge, and I'm not going to call him a good judge. I'm going to say it's a judge who knows his ass is going to be grass. He is an extreme leftist POS judge in Arizona. who has recused himself because emails have been released showing that he demanded judges defend Kamala Harris. He compared the critics of this as Nazis. This guy's, at least he's smart enough to realize that there's a good chance Pam Bondi will go after him. And I think that that should be due notice to all other Democrats, judges, prosecutors, etc., that your ass is going to be grass. I can't wait. I got my popcorn. I got my scotch. I got you guys. We're going to check all this out. It is coming. It is coming, folks. It's going to be amazing. And I want you guys to all realize, if you're feeling a little angst, if you're kind of nervous, if you're not feeling good about things, what you need to do is you need to go to Lake Michigan and stand on the shore, and you need to scream. You need to do a primal scream. And we're back. That's right. You need to go to Lake Michigan and do a primal scream, because that's what happened today when a bunch of whacked out of their minds, radical leftists, mostly white liberal women. The news story I see here, it doesn't say white liberal women. Is that racist? Because that's what's in the picture. A bunch of white liberal women standing at Lake Michigan, screaming like a bunch of lunatics, screaming. And speaking of lunatics, remember this jackass, John F. Kerry? That's right, John Kerry. He wanted to be president. He ran against Bush in 2004 and got his ass kicked. Not that Bush was much better. Good God, this fucking guy, he's been telling everyone around the world to stop traveling, stop vacation, stop driving your car, stop this. We've got a climate problem. He's a fucking liar. And so he must be invested in and making a bunch of money on this green climate change crap. Anyways, Mr. I take private jets everywhere, John Kerry, says this. Here's his quote. Ready? We're on the brink of needing to declare a climate emergency. We need to get people to behave. We need to get people to behave. So I guess if you don't care about the climate change that's going on, then you are misbehaving. So I understand that if you misbehave a little, that's being bad. If you misbehave a lot, that borders on criminal. Well, John Kerry flies around in a fucking private jet. Us, we drive around in fuel-efficient automobiles that have what? You got it. Emissions controls all over them that cause them to run cleaner, but we have to burn a lot more fuel to make them run that clean because it takes energy to filter and clean all that shit out. Anyways, this fucking hypocrite flies around in a private jet, says we need to behave. But they want this climate emergency, folks. They want to declare a national emergency for climate change. I talked to Uman this morning as I was driving through the fog, and his temperature was 33 degrees. 33 degrees. Maybe it was 32 or no, 34, 33 degrees. And that's normal. That's normal. It's incredible what's going on, folks. We're supposed to take normal and be afraid of it. We really are. I'm not afraid of normal. I tell you, are you prepared for more? There's a claim, folks. I told you months ago that I was buying a lot more shotgun ammunition because of drones. This concept, this idea, this thought of using drones in warfare. Well, in England, British troops have been deployed, not to help the people of England, but rather to U.S. air bases, because they want to protect those U.S. air bases from drone attacks. Who is going to do drone attacks? Russia? Drone attacks, huh? That's what they're doing. You know, I'm not a big fan of drones and a drone attack, especially after the way we now have drone warfare. We have very large drone airplanes like Predators. We have these larger drones that can pick up a human and carry him off. And then there's the miniature drones, like the kind we get size-wise, that can carry a grenade or a pack of explosives and fly around, identify you. Someone who's watching you can laser you. That's right, heat the target. And the drone will go right after you and explode. Have shotgun shells is my motto, to shoot drones down before they get you. The good part is you can hear them, and you can hear them coming. I don't expect there to be a drone war in Florida, folks. But 10 years ago, I didn't expect there to be fruitcakes wagging their genitals in kids' faces. I didn't expect 10 years ago that they would give Joe Biden, the worst political candidate in history, 81 million votes, the most ever. It's incredible. The cheating, folks, the fucking incredible. We didn't expect any of this. We didn't expect the government of the United States to go after Russia and then threaten them with nuclear weapons and tell a so-called ally, Ukraine, go ahead and fire our weapons into Russia. Risk nuclear war. I never expected any of that. Wow. Now, this is a good one. I'm going to switch over to you guys here, but I can't leave this one alone. When I was a boy, Bruce Jenner was an Olympic hero. He won the decathlon. Bruce Jenner, box of cereal, you bet. Back in the 1970s, Bruce Jenner, super athlete. Well, now Bruce Jenner is Caitlyn Jenner, transgender in California there. Anyways, he doesn't like the fact that Kamala Harris is planning on a potential 2026 run to be California governor. She doesn't want to get out of politics, folks. She doesn't know anything else. But that's not true. Her own husband said that what she needs to do is put her head down and go to work like she always does. That's right. And I can't help this. I'm sorry, folks. I'm very sorry. But the fella, Matthew Crooks, he's the alleged young guy that shot Trump through the ear, right? Who was then smoked by multiple people. There's still a lot of question marks. Where's the investigation on that? Why isn't the public allowed to know how that was all happening, how it happened, how it got out? Who was Thomas Matthew Crooks's handler in the FBI? Who was he talking to in the FBI? Who was setting up offshore bank accounts for him? Well, the would-be Trump assassin type guy, Ryan Ruth, whatever, however you want to pronounce it. Ryan Ruth, that's the guy who hung out in the woods near the golf course and wanted to shoot Trump there. Apparently, there's a direct connection between the two of them. Surprise, surprise, surprise. Surprise, surprise, surprise. I'm telling you, folks, let's do this. It is a wonderful Wednesday, but it's a wacky one nonetheless. Let's get to you guys and what you want to talk about. Let's do it now. Okay. All right, Mr. Uman, let's have some fun. There's so much going on out there, man. So much going on there. Let me switch the screen over. There we are. We got Roy, the crypto boy. He says, hey, the Donald Trump border czar, Holman. He has indicated sanctuary city mayors can be prosecuted for harboring illegal immigrants. The mayor of El Cajon indicated that the federal government can stop funding to sanctuary cities and states. Thoughts? Oh, this can get nasty. Number one, I agree that governors, mayors, chiefs of police, even sheriffs, if they are harboring, hiding, housing, obstructing, giving aid and comfort to illegals, and stymieing, obstructing federal officers doing what they are actually legitimately authorized to do wherever it comes up. This is the United States Constitution, the Constitution for these United States. If they're violating federal law and obstructing the federal government from doing one of the very few things it's actually supposed to do, yeah, they can be arrested for that. Prosecuted, you need to be arrested first, prosecuted. Now, of course, the investigation won't take long because of idiot mayors like the one in Denver, Colorado, and idiot governors like Governor Pritzker in Illinois and Governor Gavin Newsom in California. Yeah. Now, with respect to government funding, the United States federal government based in Washington, D.C., can stop giving money to anyone it wants if they are a lawless organization. Sure. But what is the response that could come from the states? Could the states stop sending money to Washington, D.C.? Could they do that as further retaliation? I don't know exactly how much money comes from state, county, or municipal governments. It's shocking to me to think that every piece of property owned by private citizens and corporations in every state, every single piece of property has to pay anywhere from 1 to 2.5% of the net value, net present value or net value at time of purchase to each and every state. That's an incredible amount of money. I wonder, I don't know, are they supposed to send a percentage of that to the government? My thoughts, though, are we're going to start playing this game. It's tit for tat, back and forth. The best way to stop it is to arrest people. If you want to take money away from the state, all Gavin Newsom, all Governor Pritzker, all asshole mayor of Denver would say is, see, Trump is withholding money from the people. You pay your taxes and he's not giving you your money back. This is going to turn into a huge, freaking huge partisan conflict. Huge. Meanwhile, states and cities like Denver, they're cutting services. They take your tax money locally, state tax, sales tax, every damn tax, and instead of giving it to parks and recreation, instead of giving it to fire departments, instead of giving it and paying for what the people want, public services, road maintenance, police, they're going to pull funding, cut police, cut fire department, cut everything, and transfer that money over to illegal immigrants. It's fucking off the hook. And so we're going to have a showdown, folks. It's going to be showdown, high noon. It's coming. I cannot wait to see what these clowns do. Oliver, man, my friend, we got some shit in front of us. I hope you're all prepared. Food, water, shelter, clothing, medicine, means of self-defense, and your plan. And your plan. The plan's the same. It's the people around you in your general, specific type area where you live. That's the area that you need to worry about. So the plan is the same. If shit goes really sideways, man, who's next? We have name redacted. He said the symptoms you describe were predictively programmed in the script for 28 days later. The movie, The Rage Virus. If you've got a link to that movie, that'd be cool. Go ahead and put it in the comments so people can find it. It's incredible. It really is. The other part of this that I find alarming is the very close connection to zombies. Right? We had all of that people that were whacked out on bath salts a number of years ago. Bath salts. We had numerous cases of human on human attack and even cannibalism. Cannibalism, people whacked out. Right now, the craze is fentanyl, which just puts people into a mind-numbing stupor, very much like zombies, but they're not violent, that I can tell. But the Jim Jones juice is making people violent. It's causing strokes, aneurysms, neurological problems. It's increasing, allegedly, according to doctors who are experts in their fields. It's increasing cancer. It's causing deaths, heart attacks, heart problems. You bet. All kinds of issues. This video is going to get yanked. I know it. It's causing myocarditis, pericarditis, pulmonary, that's lung issues. People are getting full of clots and snots. They can't breathe. Sound familiar? Short of breath, no energy. It's incredible. Absolutely incredible. And meanwhile, ivermectin. You can get it. Now, if you want to get it from your pharmacy in pill form, you've got to have a physician write your prescription. If you go to your local veterinary supply store, you can get ivermectin for your horses, cows, pigs, llamas, sheep, alpacas, etc., etc., etc. And there's a way to dose it because it comes in a tube for a 1,200-pound horse. So you just do smaller doses for smaller horses like you and me. All right. Anyways, yeah, the symptoms are predictively programmed. They've been showing us for years what they want to do. They want zombies. They want civil war. They want a purge, a politically based murder system. And they're fueling this. They're spiking it by encouraging violence like they did in 2020 and like they're starting to do now. They're doing it in Europe right now, folks. The violence is out. Mostly these illegal scumbags from North Africa and the Middle East. But over here in America, we have incredible violent gangs from Venezuela, as well as other Central and South American countries, turn loose on us, as well as Hamas and the Palestinians and the Hezbollites and other anti-American, anti-Jewish, anti-Canadian types. And they were burning, folks, Montreal last weekend. I haven't followed it in the last day. I don't know if they're still burning away or if they want to wait till Thanksgiving. In Canada, I don't know if Canada does the same Thanksgiving we do. I got to talk to some Canucks out there. Anyways, Uman didn't shake his head. He doesn't know. He's shaking me off. He's giving me the. Anyways, who's up next, Mr. Uman? I'm having a good old time. I hope you guys are going to have a great Thanksgiving. It would be great to have a big Thanksgiving with nothing but preppers. There would be guns everywhere. We could wear those ridiculous pilgrim hats. No requirement to wear those white things on your head, girls. But if you want, you could. They're kind of cute. Anyways, Heidi says it's killing off brain cells. She's talking about the Jim Jones juice. Yes, she is. And yes, in my opinion, it is. In my opinion, it is. It is attacking portions of the brain. mRNA is a code. It is a piece of RNA. It's memory RNA, right? We got this DNA, this RNA. That's inside every cell in us. I don't know how many trillions of awesome Republican, conservative, libertarian, American cells I have. But every one of them has a code inside of it. It's the John code. You have the same in your body. You have your code. I don't need my code being rewritten and then having it reproduce itself. I mean, would you go get a shot of cancer cells and inject them inside of you? You'd be like, hell no, man. I don't know where their cells are going to go, where they're going to land and stop, and if they're going to start replicating and reproducing themselves, giving me fucking cancer everywhere, tumors, no. in your brain, in your heart, in your lungs, in your anywhere. So why would you put a software update? And isn't it interesting that Bill Gates is a big proponent of this shit? Bill Gates is a huge proponent of it. And he is Mr. Software. Is he or is he not? Computer software to bio software. The mRNA program, I'll pass. I'll definitely pass. Anyways, it is killing off brain cells as well as lungs, heart, and other important tissues. Please get prepared. Make sure you have all the medical, right? You got food, water, shelter, clothing, medicine. Make sure you've got prescription medicine stored as much as you can. Don't do anything illegal. Make sure you've got antibiotics. Make sure you've got a real, genuine, real first aid kit, a first aid book, and a book that helps with dosages and types of drugs, prescription drugs, so that if you pray that doesn't happen, if you have to help other people who are in dire need, you can give them proper medical attention in a Mad Max type scenario. Not saying it's going to happen, folks, but it is possible. It is possible. Remember, we have FEMA, who doesn't have money for any Americans, is setting up several different sites with, FEMA trucks, FEMA cargo containers, FEMA this, FEMA that, FEMA equipment. And they've been talking about a mass casualty event. They've been talking about it for a while. So as good preppers, we report this. And they're like, that's a conspiracy theory. Well, no, they said there's a mass casualty event. It's just, what's it going to be? Is it going to be a monkeypox outbreak? No, they tried that one. Swine flu, bird flu. No, we're done with that. Avian flu. No, that's just another word for bird flu. COVID. No, we played that game. Well, how about a nuclear attack, right? How about a massive earthquake that affects the entire country east of the Rockies? That would be the New Madrid fault. Who knows, folks? It is a scary, scary proposition that the deep state, the bureaucracy, funded by taxpayers and directed, because all these people in the bureaucracy, folks, same with the administration, Congress, when they get done serving as senators, congressmen, president, cabinet members, bureaucratic hotshots, guess what? They get offered high-paying jobs in the corporate and banking worlds. They get very well rewarded for fucking us over and enriching said banks and corporations. So just do what Coca-Cola says and be less white. There is a rumor out there, by the way, and it's a strong rumor. I think it's actually true. The Washington Commanders, they're actually thinking of becoming the Redskins again. Because let's see, Native Americans drew the symbol, voted and approved the symbol, and they like the symbol of the Redskin because it honors them as a people, an ethnic group. And the only people that were offended by it were fucking white liberals. Also, I think Aunt Jemima wants to put a black woman back on a bottle of syrup. That's not a bad idea. They're trying that. They're talking about it, folks. Woke is fucking dying. Good. Fuck you, retards. I am so sick of the LGBTQI and the minor attracted person pedophile types. Sick of them. Back in the closet, fuckheads. Except Jaguar. Jaguar went woke and pissed everyone off, as we all know. And they're going to double down. Apparently, there's going to be a car show in Miami where they're going to show their all EV fleet. And they're just pissing everyone off. All right. The EV movement is crippled in part because the Biden administration had billions of dollars to build across the nation an incredible network of car charging stations. So it becomes feasible for people to travel in their EVs farther than 200 miles. Well, the Biden administration did absolutely jack shit with that. Pete Buttigieg, fail. Pete Buttigieg failed. How hard is that? Good golly. Anyways, yeah, so the EV movement is crippled. You got a charger in your house, that's about as far as you can go. You know, you need 100 miles one way, and you better get your ass back home and recharge. We'll see what happens, folks, but woke is dead. Fuck the woke. The woke is dead. Mr. Uman, who is next? Bump, ba-da-dum, bump. Nancy Keg back in the house. What's going on there, sister? She says, people around, I have noticed, even my family members. And this, folks, is where we would know best, right? When we see our family members. We've known them our whole lives. She says her family members and others have changed a lot. People who are driving are maniacs now. I live with someone who keeps taking the jibbity jab, the boostas, and the mind has changed. That's quite interesting, Nancy. I want you, I appreciate you sharing that. I hope it doesn't get you in trouble. I want you to be safe and careful if you can, because these people have become unpredictable. Unpredictable. They go into fits of rage. I know many people that have a mixed political marriage, not interracial, mixed political marriage. And the Democrat side is very dangerous at this time. Very dangerous, right? And I'm very serious. This morning I talked about poisoning. Do not accept a beverage from anyone in your family during the holiday season, or any time for that matter, period. Don't accept any beverages. No shots, no coffees, no drinks, no eggnog. Don't accept a beer unless you're going to be the one that pops it open. Just because they are talking about poisoning people. And you can definitely hide these poisons in a shot, because alcohol, if you do shots, you know what shot I'm talking about, right? Sunday Night Live shot. There's the prepared mind shot glass. Be careful. I don't trust these people. They're losing their shit, and they're pushing this idea of poisoning people that they don't like. Right. The same way there are doctors and nurses who are getting caught and how do I phrase this? Exposed for giving bad medical advice to people that they suspect are Republicans, Trump voters. They're telling pregnant women there's a problem and that they need to, like they're having an ectopic pregnancy and they need to have an abortion. And they are laughing their asses off as they give bad medical advice, bad procedures, and fucking people over. So even the smartest amongst them are violent and dangerous. So no doubt the dumbest amongst us also are violent and dangerous. As we get closer and closer to a zombie apocalypse with a purge. That's a cocktail for you. Anyways, Nancy, I've noticed it too. I do work with a liberal person, and we have actual decent, nice conversations. This person is a centennial, very young, but a very nice person. Now they make their little comments. They make a little comment here and there about capitalism, and I make my fucking comments about communists needing to be killed. So we all stand in line. Now, the reason I say communists need to be killed, and I'm not going out and killing anyone. I know there's lots of communists out there. But when communists are in power, which is why we feared Kamala Harris so much, when communists take control, when they have power, guess what they do with it? They murder people by the millions. I don't see anyone out there killing communists by the millions. But communists do kill people by the millions. Socialists have killed over 100 million people in the last 100 years. That's some bad stuff right there. That's some bad news. All right, Mr. Uman, let's roll, man. What do we got next? Who's up? And we've got bump, ba-da-dump, bump, Mr. Diving Frog back. He said, John, just to remind you that Pam Bondi was the one who suggested to Trump to take the guns first. Then we can go to litigation in his first term. Caveat emptor with cabinet picks, right? Yeah, I'm not happy about that. Nobody's perfect, and that is a big motherfucking mistake. I think Pam Bondi, as part of her job, needs to come out and say the Second Amendment says what it says, it means what it says, and it's just as important as any other portion of the Constitution. Period. Bar none. Let me do a favor here. I'm going to read the Second Amendment because I want to make sure I've read it properly and that I understand that it's written very clearly in English, by the way, common English. Amendment 2, right to bear arms, a well-regulated militia. Well-regulated means well-practiced. A trained militia. A militiaman is any man who is mature enough, typically age 18, to the time he cannot walk properly. Any man who's capable of serving to defend his country with his firearm. A well-practiced, a well-trained militia, a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state. The right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Pam Bondi would be on thin ice if she continued any rhetoric to the contrary. Remember, folks, you and I have the power right now. We gave Trump his mandate. We, me and you, we gave Trump the mandate. Trump takes that mandate to Washington. The mandate is obey the fucking Constitution. That's the mandate. That is the mandate. Freedom, liberty, our rights, our money. Stop screwing us over. Stop stealing our money. Stop stealing our rights. Go after Democrats. There's plenty to do. Go after lawbreakers. There's plenty of laws on the books. Go after real criminals like the Democrats, like the Rhino Rat Republicans. Go after the criminals in big, powerful places. There is no reason to turn you and me into the criminals the government needs to pursue. That's what Democrats and big bureaucrat, deep state fuckers have been doing for decades. The IRS comes after us. The ATF comes after us. The FBI comes after us. Right? The Department of Homeland Security, one of their first things was see something, say something, turn in your fucking neighbors. The TSA comes after us. Everyone, if you're from another country, can get on a plane and come in here and do whatever the fuck they want. But if you want to get on a plane and travel, you've got to submit to some homosexual who wants to pat down your nutsack. That's some funny shit there. Last time I flew, I did my very best to embarrass the fuck out of the TSA guy. And he was pretty embarrassed. I was like, hey, you like your job? You like doing what you do? Just put your arm straight out so I can pat you down. Oh, really? Now you get off on this, do you? Just so you know, I'm straight. You don't fucking like that shit. Don't do what I do. Do what you do, please. Don't get yourself in trouble. Not a wise idea. But I like giving them a hard fucking time. I do. I can't stand these fucking people. So that's what Pam Bondi needs to do, Mr. Diving Frog. Red flag laws are bullshit. They're unconstitutional. They bypass the due process system we have in place of if someone has a criminal complaint, you make a criminal complaint, and then the police can investigate that. A red flag law being swatted is a violation of due process. For police to show up on a bullshit lie with a SWAT team at your house, not a good move. We need to get rid of that shit wherever it's used, even in Florida. And Pam Bondi, like I said, she needs to stay in her fucking lane. She's got plenty of criminals to go after and be a hard-ass, hard-nosed bitch. That's what I want her to do. Stay away from my second fucking amendment. And the Department of Government Efficiency, they need to stay away from our rights and focus on taking government's power away from it. All right. Thank you, Diving Frog. I appreciate you putting that up again. Let me be very clear. If people do good things in government, I will commend them. If people do bad things in government, I will criticize the fuck out of them. And you and I can both go online, make a phone call, send messages, let them know what you think. Your congressman, your 2 state senators, the White House, contact them on a regular basis. Set an alarm on your phone. Whoa, I see it's that time of the week again. I need to send messages to everybody and tell them how I'd appreciate if they quit fucking me over. Do it. That tells the government we are still in charge. It is our mandate, and we want it followed, and we want to be left alone. Folks, tomorrow is Thanksgiving. I'm thinking of doing a video. I'll probably do it live for everybody. I don't know when. Unfortunately, it's going to be a fucking surprise. It could be noon my time. It could be 3 my time, which is East Coast time, Eastern Standard Time. We'll find out. I'll even surprise myself. I'll take myself by surprise, catch myself off guard. I want you to know, though, that if you're an American, if you're a patriot, if you're a Canadian and you're a patriot, and you love freedom and liberty, then I love you all, and I hope and I wish you the best, a very fulfilling and enjoyable Thanksgiving holiday. Godspeed, Semper Fi, and chance favors the prepared mind.